clump together to the point where no comb, no brush is not going to go through it. It has to be cut.
Matted fur is when the hair has become so knotted and tangled that it begins to clump together and lock a lot like Velcro.
Definitely different levels of matting. Some dogs will get more matting like in their legs, their tails, their ears. The worst that we would see would be if the entire body is kind of matted into one solid pelt.
Brushing and then combing at home on a regular basis. If you don't trust yourself to do that, keeping them short is always an option.
If you have a dog that has longer hair, usually I would say any longer than like a ½ inch, especially on their ears and their tail, where dogs are generally longer anyways, you want to make sure you're brushing regularly.
Now, if you have a dog that's smooth hair like a dachshund or a pit, obviously they're not going to get matted. But if you have something like a Bichon or a poodle or a doodle, that's going to clump together, and you'll definitely see it, because when you go to pet the dog and your nails or your fingers keep jagging in it, you're just like, what is that? And if you can't part it using nothing, you have a matted dog.
Matted fur can absolutely be painful for dogs, the worse that it gets. When it's matted very tight to the skin, it's pulling on their skin. It can cause bruising. They can have skin issues going on underneath of that pelt. And it is possible for it to get tight enough to where it cuts off the circulation, and they can actually lose limbs or their tail or things like that.
Yes, in even light cases it causes discomfort. In very severe cases it can lead to things as detrimental as gangrene.
You're actually brushing your dog the amount of times that you're supposed to be doing it, and you suddenly notice a patch of just hard hair, that's a mat. And the longer you wait, the longer it's going to cling to the dog's skin, to the point where when you finally get it shaped out, you may cause a hematoma. Extremely painful for the dog. And if you wet the dog, God forbid, you're just making the mat tighter, and it's also going to collect a lot more hair until you got a whole blanket, and now nothing can get through the dog. Instead of that one patch, now you got to shave everything.
We absolutely can.
We absolutely can. It'll be very satisfying, as it is sometimes, to remove all of that matted hair and make them feel better. The only cases where we would not be able to do that would be the very extreme cases where they have to go down as short as like a surgical blade, where the vets would do that sort of thing.
Because you want to get it while a groomer can still handle it. You want to get it to the point where a groomer can still do it for you versus going to the vet, because if you have to go to a vet for a mat, that means the mat is out of control and no groomer is going to touch that dog for risk of injuring it further.